Good afternoon, Facebook world. I wanted to talk to you a bit further today about removing blockages that really inhibit our growth and why this is really important. And it's something that I've been working on really for the last 7 years, but quite intensely in the last 2 years. And it's had quite a profound impact on me personally, but also, hello Erica, also my business. And it's really important that we can move through those blockages. And how do you identify when a blockage, hey Jules, a blockage comes up? It's when you bump up against something and you might come up with a bit of resistance in terms of moving forward through that blockage. Or you might retreat away from something and just go, look, that really doesn't feel right. I know that I should be doing it or I could be doing it, but it just, this resistance comes up, it feels uncomfortable, so quite often we retreat and we move back, or we might put it to the side. Now, when that happens, it's really important that we identify it and then try and work with it or work with somebody to help release that. Because those blocks are what is going to stop us from moving forward. And once you can open them up, hey John, once you can open those up, honestly, it's like a fast track because you start to shift into alignment. And once you're in alignment, everything basically fires on all cylinders and things just, pop in and just everything starts to become juicy and it connects and it feels great and things just start to hum along and clients start to come out of the woodwork. It's amazing. So are you coming up against any blocks at the moment? Do you feel this? Are you resonating with what I'm saying? Hey Chris, congratulations on your little baby. Beautiful news. And it's these blocks that really hold us back. So I remember doing a presentation when I first started doing my presenting just over 2 years ago now, running my workshops, and very powerful transformative coach Jen Froome was in the audience. And afterwards she came up to me and she said, you're not in alignment. You're not in alignment, and so people aren't resonating with what you're saying because something's not quite right. And these things that aren't quite right, or could be, hello Paige, lovely to have you here. These things that aren't, quite right or that feel a bit out of sync comes through when we meet people, and people can pick up that energy. And it could be something as simple as a bullshit radar going off, or you just think, oh, something's just not quite sitting right, I'm just not quite resonating. So that's when it's really important that we get assistance and we start to move these blocks and barriers, because once we do, it opens up, and it's really powerful when these things start to step into alignment. And I really encourage you to do that, because once you can step into the place of being uncomfortable, and you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and you can seek out the resources that you need to support you on your entrepreneurial journey, I tell you what, it's a beautiful thing when things start to go chiking. And I've even had a session with my nearly 11-year-old son last week to help him with some of his blockages. And you know what? The really bizarre thing, not bizarre, but I think, because we're our own worst enemy. What happens in between our ears and the voices that come through can sometimes be the most detrimental, sometimes the most supportive as well, but for some people can really do the most damage. And sometimes we don't know where those feelings or these voices come from, but they can really impact us in quite a negative way. So I urge you to get out there and to get those things shifted. And it can be from something that a school teacher has said to us and has filled us with a feeling of dread and shame, and then we lose our self-worth. And if we have a few teachers that do this, or a few key people in our life, it could be parents that do this, that really affects your soul. It could be, I've had a pattern in my family of women having quite horrific experience happen to down the line on both sides of my family. So this comes through to impact me as a woman, and it comes through to impact my children. So you can actually go in and stop these events and hand them back. Well, not stop the events, but stop the effects that it has, and just know that you no longer have to carry it. Hey Susan, thanks for tuning in. Know that you no longer have to, carry that with you, and you can do work, you can release it. You don't have to go and have, big sessions with psychologists and talking about it. You can go and see really skilled people who shift these energies and these blockages, and my God, you feel amazing when that happens, particularly when you recognize that it's something that could be in your DNA, passed down from generations, and it could just be this irky feeling or even like a past life thing, and it impacts you here and now. It really does. Once you shift it, it's so powerful, it's incredible. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking here. I am. So that's just my little tip for today. It's really important that we move these blockages. When we get this feeling of resistance, that we work through it. And once we do, things open up. You start to fire on all cylinders, and that's where the magic happens, and that's where the growth really starts to happen. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this has been of value, and it's been a pleasure to have you on my live, and you'll hear from me soon. It's bye from me.